Alright everyone, it's time for the Occult video number 396 on hypocrisy and occultism as it applies to Jesus, as it applies to the devil, yours truly, and other things. It's time to talk about hypocrisy because it's an interesting subject. There is nothing more ugly than hypocrisy. You can do pretty much anything you want in this world, and I of course subjugate that to not doing any harm to other people. So you fuck however you want, eat what you want. If you want to destroy yourself with drugs or something, I don't have a problem with that. I'm not a fan of the drug war or any of these other things. Authoritarianism and moralism are not exactly my MO. You may have noticed this. Hypocrisy, though, and NIMBYism are the two most ugly things in the goddamn world to me. I hold them in reprehension. I judge people for that. As ye judge, so shall ye be judged. I am no hypocrite, and I pride myself on that fact. It's pride. It's a wonderful thing. It's time for your tarot card reading, by the way. Let's see what you got. You've got the inverted Ten of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Two of Wands. Just saying. You can look into that as you want. Hypocrisy is an ugly thing. You can do whatever you want, but don't judge others for doing the same thing. That's what I would say from an occult perspective. It's Eclipse Day, the energy is already flowing, and I'm gobbling it down like a goddamn drunk, so it's going to be fun. Don't judge others for what you yourself do. The most ugly thing is like a person in a position of power, right? Televangelist, politician, whatever. You take Ted Haggart for an example. He rails against homosexuality and drug use. That was almost a single-minded sort of thing for him for decades and decades. He's still, by the way, an evangelist now. He runs a smaller church these days. And then he gets found with an 18-year-old gay prostitute smoking crack and meth in a hotel room and gets in trouble for that. It's partially destroyed his ministry. Peter Popoff, selling you $19.99 Miracle Spring Water. By the way, don't get greedy because greed is a sin. This happens over and over and over again with people in positions of authority. Some priest giving advice to some random lay person, you know, in the seclusion of their little cabinet that they use for their confessions. Oh, how have you sinned, my son? Well, I beat my kid every day. Well, stop beating him and say 3 Hail Marys. But then that same priest is getting a blowjob or something like that from a 10-year-old. These people are hypocrites. They're not judged and condemned because of their actions. They're judged and condemned because of the fact that they judge and condemn other people for the same actions that they undertake. That's the whole name of the game. Jesus himself told you, as ye judge, so shall ye be judged. By the way, the devil is very good at scripture. So stop judging, you know, just live and let live, be a little bit more charitable, try to uplift the poor, try to uplift the orphans and the widows and things like that, and the whole world would be a much better place. But people are condemned because they don't do that now, do they? Most of them are a bunch of hypocritical, NIMBYist assholes. Well, you're going to hell. I hate to tell you this, but you're going to burn eternally. It's going to be pretty funny, actually, too. I'm going to get to see it. That's just the way that it works. That's the truth. Christianity is fundamentally true. Did you know that? Yes. Hypocrisy, though, has no place in the mystic or the occult in any way, shape, or form. If you're going to do what you want to do, assuming you're not harming any other person, that is perfectly fine. Indulge yourself, indulge all of your senses. If it's all consensual, have an orgy, have a feast, do whatever you want to do. But if somebody else does that, don't judge them. Because then you are on very, very shaky ground. You're literally fucking yourself spiritually and enchaining your ghost in ice, basically. This is, again, a truth that most people will never understand. Most of the people that watch this video won't understand it. They'll think that I'm just crazy and rambling to myself about the concept of hypocrisy. Well, it's wise now, isn't it? It's like, for example, let's say you're a dude, and you're a bit of a sleep around. You know, you whore around a little bit. You like to stick your dick in various holes. But then you fall in love with a girl, and you get all jealous, or you get all upset because she fucks another dude, or maybe a chick, or an animal, or a corpse, or whatever the hell she's into. Well, you know, she's not the one that's truly being judged. You're effectively judging yourself now, aren't you? You're just externalizing the judgment. You're getting all upset over her doing exactly the same thing that you do. You're a chick. You're a little bit on the mentally abusive side. You ramble and rave and yell at your man. And then all of a sudden he pops off and he gets tired of that shit because you're a bitch. And then he decides to do the same thing to you. And you cry and you call mommy. And you get all upset and mommy consoles you and everything's fine. Or daddy comes and sticks a shotgun in his mouth maybe. Well, I mean, you literally do the same thing now, don't you? Well, that's very interesting. You're judging him for exactly what you do. It's almost like you're guilty. It's almost like you're judging yourself. You're simply externalizing the judgment because you're not wise enough to understand that you're doing the same thing, and because most people are ingrained to not judge themselves too much. We hold ourselves to a different standard that we hold other people. I don't. You can get past it too. Sometimes by the aid of certain psychedelic substances. Disclaimer, this is not medical advice and I'm not encouraging you to use any of them. Hypocrisy is ugly. NIMBYism's even worse. Have whatever public policy proposals you want. If it comes home to roost, well then it's your own fault. You propose the policies. Like when I look at the liberal voters, when they vote for open borders, right? They vote for limitless illegal immigration to the United States. Then all of a sudden they get all upset because the immigrants came to their community. My goodness, that's not very charitable. I thought that you welcomed these people. Well, welcome them as you want. People who talk about charity and then they never engage in it. People who talk about the need for stronger foreign policy, any civic proposal, but then they won't fund the military or something like that. These people are nuts. They're judging themselves. They are literally condemning themselves to hellfire, and they don't even recognize it. Jesus and Satan fundamentally agree on this concept, by the way. It's very, very interesting. Sometimes I think I'm more Christian than the average Christian, and that disturbs me and troubles me very slightly. Going through a little bit of a spiritual emotion today now, aren't I? And of course I gotta do some ritualism later. Don't be a hypocrite. You'll burn your own soul. That's about all. Peace out.